So yesterday was a nice day for all of us, and I said something of a different level. We've been talking all the time about the mundane things, and these things sometimes are very, what's it? It's all right. Are of so much importance, we think. But when I talked to you yesterday, I hope you all realized that we have to now jump into another realm of a subtler understanding of Sajjana. First, we were worried about our families, our children, our households, then our marriages. One after another, all these questions came up. And we were concerned about all these things, little things. Then we also got concerned about the ashrams which we were having, the problems of the ashram, what we have been doing, how we have been facing the problems, how people are creating problems. That's how our humanity started acquiring a subtler understanding. And then we also realized that we are blessed by God, that there's something great that is always looking after us, some higher force, some special attention is there about us. This is what we realized. Today I was explaining how it happens. That how we realize that God is helping us. Any problem is an effect of some sort of a cause. Every problem. Like Mona wrote a letter that she was driving in a motorway and the car went out of control and the brake would not act. And there was a car coming from the right, car coming from the left, cars going in front and behind. And she felt that they'll be finished. Two of them were traveling to surgery. So the cause was the car or the brake or whatever it was, mechanism, and the effect was for the problem. So now how to overcome that problem? Supposing you try to neutralize the effect, you cannot because cause is still there. You try to improve the cause, it doesn't work out. Then what to do? So the easiest thing is to cross the cause, to ascend over, to go beyond the cause. So the cause does not exist for you, so the effect does not exist. As long as the cause exists in your attention, the effect will be there. So what did she do? She just prayed to me. Just thought of me that Mother, now it's my last chance. That's all. So the cause disappeared. Because you go beyond it. And the effect also disappeared and she was surprised. So you must ascend away from the cause. Now a problem. My wife is like this, my husband like this, my family life like this, surgeries are like this, all kinds of things are there. It's an effect. Now what's the cause? Is such and such person. Alright. Now how do you get negation of the cause? Surrender. You have the right to do that. You have a knack to do it. You can do it. You are capable of it. You are entitled to do it. But you don't need to forget. You just forget. If you surrender that cause, effects will go away. But that is the thing at that time to remember, that you have to ascend, to go beyond the cause is the best way to get rid of it. So, I've been playing with you. You had causes to say, oh mother, this is the problem, I have no job, now I have a job, then the job is to be had, then the wife is not there, she must have a wife, and the wife has a problem, and she is to be divorced, and that is that, and this is that. Then I'm like that, I'm very bad because there's a bhoot in me. So the bhoot is the cause. And I'm behaving like this because there's a bhoot in me. That's also a scapegoat, I think. So first you go beyond that, saying, what is bhoot? Who is bhoot? I know my mother. And mother, you look after this bhoot of mine. That's all. But for that, an emergency has to come to you. Otherwise, you just don't do it with that power. When you are in emergent condition, then it works out fast. When it is not emergency, it is half-hearted. Like Mona's condition. There was another case where a journalist was traveling from, I think Lonavala or something, and his brakes broke down, and he was with another journalist. So both of them were coming. This another journalist told me. The another one was surgery. So he found his brakes are not working, and he found his car is going. In front there is a big truck coming up and another truck coming from behind. And there was no way for him to turn or to get out of it, and his brakes were on. That was the emergency. Such an emergency that developed into his mind that, oh God, now the last moment has come. Now I'm finished. There's a truck coming from there and another truck, and within a split of a second he was to be finished. Then he just closed his eyes and he told his friend, think of mother, that's all. And then what he found, that he was nicely crawling on the road and the trucks were left behind and the brake was good. But that emergency has to come. Human beings are such that unless and until they are put into tight corners, they never do that. Once they are in a tight corner, then they do it. That is the reason why people try to take ascetic life. Because if you are an ascetic, then you are in a tight corner. They go to Gobi Desert to create that emergency within you. So then you think of God. You get that. But that's too late to go to Gobi Desert. They create problems for them to get into tight corners so that they can get out of it. But for Sahajogi, if they are wise, they need not have. But how do we achieve it otherwise, without any getting tired? Only way is meditation. Everybody must meditate, is the point. If you do not meditate, you can continue for a while. You may be alright for a while, for 2 months, maybe 2 years, but then you drop. Many people think, oh, what's the need to meditate? You see, it's alright. If you don't meditate, it doesn't matter. It's not true. Because in meditation only you grow. In emergency, you suddenly grow, no doubt. I mean, you just like a jack in a box, just come up with a spring. But if you have to have a continuous growth, then you must meditate, allow the thought, after thoughts coming, and then allow them to subside, because you rise into the state of thoughtless awareness, and in that thoughtless awareness you grow. And you grow in your detachment to the cause of all the effects. If there is no cause, there is no effect. But this is the problem with us, is that we do not meditate normally. Only when it comes to absolute last point, now you have to fall in the well, then we think of it. Maybe at that moment you are helped, but you don't grow. Growth can only come if you meditate. That is one very important part, is complete help to people who meditate. Otherwise, in the normal life, how do we grow? If we have no oxygen, we cannot grow. We have to have sufficient oxygen, we have to have sufficient food, we have to have all these things. But in spirituality, you grow through meditation. There is no way out. Those who think they can grow are bumptious. Actually bumptious people. Because they can talk a lot about Sahaja. I have seen people who talk too much about Sahaja. They can give big lectures, this, that, but have no vibrations at all. They can't do any work for Sahaja. They are not collective, they have no sense to be collective. All kinds of problems. But the growth is to be achieved through meditation. That is one part. That is, we can say, is the worship, is the puja. Then you don't have to give up anything, you just become detached. Detached from the cause itself. That's one point. Secondly, is that this I would say will take you to the subtler side of your emotional bindings. Because emotional binding has given you certain identification. You are a Christian or a Hindu or a Muslim or this and that, or a British or any kind of a race, whatever you have to call it. All those things will drop because you will be a detached person. So these emotional bindings, he is my brother, he is my sister, I am worried about my wife, I am worried about my child. All these emotional bindings which make you a smaller personality will drop out and you will have one emotional binding, is that I am growing in my compassion. Compassion is active. My compassion is effective. My compassion is the light. My compassion gives me discretion. I am a yogi. And secondly, you read about Sahaja, you know about Sahaja Yoga, you know the technique of Sahaja Yoga, you raise your Kundalini, you clean your chakras, try to understand about mantras, you master your mantras, you master your deities, you please them. All these things, when they are done properly, then your mental bindings will drop. Those who think they are great scientists, they will know that this is no science. The science of God's technique is much more. Those who think they are overread, well-read people, when they read about Sahaja Yoga and work it out on themselves and see for themselves and on others, they will know that whatever they have read is all stupid, has no meaning, is empty. And that's how a kind of an emptiness will come. Emptiness of ego. Because you'll see that knowledge is so great. Like Newton said that knowledge is like an ocean and I'm like a little child collecting some pebbles at its shore. What an understanding. So that emptiness comes in and then the real knowledge starts coming. The identification with real knowledge comes. You talk When you talk, that talk has an effect. That's a mantra. You just don't jabber. Oh, I know Saj Yoga. I've been in Saj Yoga for 15 years. Good for nothing. You may be there for 100 years, but you may remain the donkey as donkey is. Absolutely. But you may remain there only for 1 year. And you may become from a donkey a human being and a yogi too. But that is what we have to, first of all, decondition ourselves by attaching ourselves emotionally to Mother. I mean, you have an advantage over many other yogis of the world who came for things that nothing to look for. They knew of a primordial mother, they knew about this, but they had no form. You have a form. You are very fortunate and lucky people, you have a form. It's easy to adore a form than to adore something abstract in the air, you see. Absolute consciousness, how do you adore it? Where do you touch it? But that attachment doesn't mean in any way that you have to give me anything. What do you give me? Nothing. But detachment from the cause. And this works out. You have seen it in your lifetime. You also say that it works out, but that's how it worked out. What is bandhan? It's nothing. But you are attaching yourself to your mother. You just telephoning to her. This is a telephone going to your mother. That's all. You know, I also play with you. I also say, all right, I will give a bandhan. I'm giving bandhan to myself. It's a telephone call. Just a telephone call. But the faith has developed now that yes, this is the real faith, where you get completely detached in your emotional things. It's just my mother, alright, just give her a bandhan, finished. My father, give him a bandhan. My brother, give him a bandhan. What are you doing? Bandhan. What are you doing? You are putting them in the bonds of your mother. But you are not conscious that you are doing that. You're just binding them with the love of your mother which is flowing through your hand. What are these vibrations? It's your mother's love. You've got it. It is flowing through you. But what about your love for your mother? And that is what I find that at the time when there is complete emergency, that surrender comes. And it works. So, there's no need to create any emergencies. You must slow and steadily work it out. And it will build up by itself within you. You will have that power within you, I assure you. But meditation is one way, another is the knowledge of Saj Yoga. Not showing off, not telling others, but working it out on yourself. Different chakras, how they work out. On yourself, not on others. Once you start teaching others, it's a bhoot. You better learn it for yourself within yourself. I know who has mastered which chakra, which. Nobody tell others this is the way to do it, that is absolute nonsensical ego. So such things should not be done. If somebody asks you, you can tell. Individual. But on a large scale, you do not give lectures on that. And don't confuse people. Now, so we have two things that we have to get over our emotional grossness and our mental grossness. Same with our physical grossness. Physical grossness can be overcome if you surrender yourself to one medicine is vibrations. Like Anupama, my grandchild, told her mother, you were born in allopathy, then you are falling homeopathy. Tomorrow you will find out some jumbopathy, then some numbopathy. So, but I am born in God. And I follow only God's path. And God will look after me and God will cure me. So my daughter said, why? You may also change. He said, why? Because God never changes. Simple answer. God will cure me. But you must have that much assent to say that. As you just jump out at the time of emergency. Same sort of an urge, that same sort of a personality should be within you to say that. Just if you say, oh God, please save me. God has no time for such. You have no time for God. God has no time for you. Simple thing. So from sublime to mundane things when we come, we exist in both the things and we are effective. Whether we are in the lamp or in the light or in the oil, we are at a certain point. And we give the effectiveness without being the cause. Because you are beyond the cause. So there is no need to create any cause for anything, but you see the effect. So once the cause is finished, effect is achieved, and it achieved what is to be achieved. The correctness of it. The correct thing you get. You do not get perverse thing. But if you go with the cause, then you can have perversity, you can have all kinds of problems. So the best thing is to detach yourself from causes. And then you get the effect, like as I told you that the brake got alright. The effect was there. The car was alright. Everything was fine. So the effect was alright. But the cause was lost. There was no cause. Why? How? How the thing was perfected? If you ask the effect of it, you say, how did it get? You can't explain, it didn't work out. So because the cause is missing, you cannot put it to any cause. You sometimes say it's divine whether it worked out. So the only cause that is really effective is divinity. But the divinity should not be just as a mundane sort of a thing. Alright, yes, mother's photograph is there, namaste, go ahead. Alright, namaste, good morning, mother, finished. That's not good. You have to know your mother and you have to love your mother. That is what it is. It's very embarrassing to say that you must love me. But as a mother in this lifetime, I have done many embarrassing things, and one of them is this. That I don't know how to tell the truth. But this is a fact. So you need not go through any emergencies or any such problems. You just develop yourself in such a way that you are so developed that it just acts and works out. So I'll give you an example of that. It works the least in England, surprisingly, where I work the most. Least in England. I'll give a simple example now. You see, you are coming to India. It was decided I don't know how many months back. I've been to India once. And now I'm going second time. And England is the only place where you have to pay the money directly. People have not yet paid. But Australians have done it. Australians who are 80, 85 people have done it. But English have not done it. Everything they are slow. But when it comes to ego, they are the first. Their flags are the first. In ego, where is it generated? In England, they do it. So when it comes to doing something, they are the slowest. When it comes to criticism, they are the highest. And then when it comes to the ego, suddenly you see, give them any position. They get it. Why? Again, you can explain. Because there is a cause. You say it is inertia. Blame someone, or it's a mood, or it's my ego, or my superego, not mine. Myself, I'm alright. Some cause. Why you have not paid so far? It's such a problem. I have to go now. If you were not coming, you should not have come. But if you are paid, you better pay for it. Now what's the matter with you? They started with 50 people, now we ended up with 35. We have arranged for it, we have ordered for things, and we have got the buses and all that. Now they are busy. Nobody asked you to come. On the contrary, I was saying keep it low, so that we make it nice. But you cannot have less than 350, or you can have 300, you can have 200, but you cannot just have 210. Where to put them? A simple thing. See on the mundane style. But in other places, what they have done? Alright, we have to go, mother will work it out. It's worked out. Everybody has got money, everything done, it's all here. Americans have done it, surprising, but English, they don't know whether they are going or not. Still, there are some who are coming, has to run up and down for all of you. I tell you, he is the one who has such patience. And I was amazed that there are still 11 people who have not paid. Can you believe? I mean, it's such a simple thing. If you don't want to go, don't go. If you want to go, you go. Tell him you are not going or you are going. Finish. I mean, nobody wants you there. But even this little thing you cannot, because you have a kind of a purse to show. Because this has happened, because that has happened, because. So the English have to come up much more, because I have really worked for you people very, very hard, and again God has made me work again 5 years more with you. I don't know what we are going to do. Sometimes I feel I should not be back, because no use. This is a small example I give. Very small example. It's very mundane type. You can see in other places also. Like that. You tell them anything. But why, mother, it happens like that? Why do I do like this? I mean, asking me a question. Asking me the cause. Why did I behave like this? Why do I get into trouble? Right? I've known people who have been coming to Surge Yoga, doing Surge Yoga and all that. But then they go to some other Steiner's place. Then they go to some other courses. I mean, they have no faith in Surge Yoga. They are practicing this, they are practicing that like mad. Still going on. It's only possible in England, I think. Nowhere. It's a speciality. I've known of so many people who came to Surge Yoga without practicing Surge Yoga, curing, helping them in Surge Yoga, working it out. They are in Surge Yoga. They are going to this place, that place, that. Is this the way? Now, I have known also people who try to blame the leadership. I am telling you all these things because I was very sick when I came here, really, I tell you. I was sick for 8 days and I was sick even afterwards because you are all in my body. I suffer, so I must tell you. And then they said the leadership is no good, leader should be very strong and leader should be this and the leader must have a big cane in the hand and this he hits us, we are not going to do it. Again the cause. Again the cause. I tell you, you have one of the best leaders in Gavi. I must tell you. He's the man who spent a lot of money. Without telling me, he's covered many expenses. His office has worked for us. He took all nonsensical people. If I told him this fellow is getting some ego, he'll employ in his office. If I say this fellow has got goods, he'll employ in his office. He has worked with such goods that I could not manage them even for a day. He tries his level best to go to people and tell them that, see now, come. He has saved so many by his sense, by his understanding this. But the only thing is he doesn't do it. That's his mistake. He should openly tell you are a boot and get cured. Then he's your honor. But if you say, come here, you see, you have a boot, doesn't matter, I've got lemons for you, chilies, you sit down. Then, mother, he was identifying himself with the greatest boot. Let us face it. If you have understanding of your leader, Then you should know that I know better than you know about it. And this is very saddening sometimes. Why don't you understand the sheer goodness of a person? The amount of books he has tolerated in an office, I tell you, I can't stand them for more than one day, some of them. So egoistical, some of them, off their heads. And some of them are so brutish that even if they come downstairs, I get a pain in the stomach, in my house. But he stood there. Why? What was the need? Just that he thought he'll help. Whenever I told him that this person is a Buddhist, I find him employed by Mr. Govin. Then one day I had to tell him, sack all of them. And they were sacked. Why do we have the maximum number of books in England? I can't understand. Is it necessary to have them around? On the day when I am going, I should not tell you these things. But when I go away, I find these books come back. And they become the causes and the effects are shown. So I have to make a complete open picture to you to see that you can ascend to the highest of highest, being born on this great land of this country. But you can also go very down, I have seen. Because you always blame something. Last of all, Gavin. This is the worst thing that you have done. Let anybody say that to Gregor, he'll chop that person off 10 times and bring that person to you in chopped stages. Really, I tell you. He will say, what nonsense, all right, go ahead. You tell this to Warren, I don't know what he will do with all his Australian time. They are all gems, no doubt. But you deserve a man like Gavin. I thought, you are special people, that I worked for you so much. And I'm amazed. Decent people don't need such leaders, do you? But the people who are decent now turn out to be Australians, surprisingly, the way they behave towards things. So sweet they are, you'll be surprised. The children, he bought some cups and saucers for me because when I go there, they thought they'll give me tea, good cups and saucers. So he bought for all the centers, one cup and saucer, good one. So the children, little children, they collected money. After all, mother will have a cake, also must have a plate too. So they sent a check here, just see, how sweet. But I never eat cakes, you know that, but still. So sweet. The children, as she says. What is the reason? Why do we dominate or get dominated? Why? Again, the cause. Go beyond the cause. I bless you again and again today that when I come next time, see that you don't make any mistakes anymore. Meditate and meditate and meditate. And when you come to India, some of you, I would like to show them as my prize things. For where I've worked, even where I've not been. You see, somebody else has given realization to someone in Nepal, you see. And they have wonderful showers and here I am. Something wrong with me. Where I have worked, people are more worried about the causes. I have to really make a very, very straightforward appeal to you that now, grow within yourself. Are you magnanimous? Are you generous? Are you systematic? Are you impressive? Are you kind? Are you collective? Are you attached to all these nonsensical things still? Do you talk big? Do you give big lectures? Humble down yourself. And then you will see your greatness. Unless until you put your head down to your heart, how do you see your mother? I wish you all great luck now and happy Christmas to you and a happy New Year and a very great New Year in spiritual growth. Let's show it. Let all of us decide today. Forget about your wives and husbands and children and this and that nonsense now. You are yogis, you are united with divine, growing, prospering. May God bless you. Now, today's program should not be very big because we are not allowed a lot of time. But it's nice that today we could have a little puja as well. But it should be a very small and sweet one. Because it is, how much you receive is the point. Because before going, I don't want to have all kinds of chakras, you see, going into spasms. I'm sometimes afraid of a puja doing that. I think you can just it's the mastery. You must have the mastery upon yourself first of all. If you are not a master, you cannot have. And upon your instrument. That's the point. Where is she? Where is she? Ravi? And I would not like anybody to disrespect the leaders at all. You may be very intelligent, that's outside Sahaja Yoga. In Sahaja Yoga, you have to listen to your leaders and respect. And nobody should try to find faults. I know whose faults, what our faults are, and I know how to deal with them. Everybody should try to strengthen. Now, I would say in Australia, which is a model thing, I should say that the whole thing works like one body. Nobody questions Warren. They telephone to him, they tell him, they collect money, they put the money. It's all working like one body. Here, everybody is trying to cut the head or bash the heart. That's your heart, that's your brain. So, please remember, all of you should offer services to government, to Sahaja Yoga, before criticizing. Those who say the books are not arriving, let them take over the books. Even booking my seats and all that, he has to run, I know. Whatever you may say about James used to do all. So you should offer your services also to do these jobs. Otherwise, Sahaja Yoga won't work out. We are not only here to take blessings, but we have certain duties also. And that's what everybody should offer. Their measure. What can I do? How can I help? What is the work? Let's see. I hope in the next meeting you all should sit down and find out what you can do. A group can be formed, 2-3 persons can do it and do it with love, with attention, so that his burden is reduced and you all feel the joy that you are doing something for Sahaja. Mother has done so much for you. What have you done for Sahaja? You want to have nice ashrams, nice place to live there? Alright. You want to have comfortable places, cheaper places? Alright. You want to have good health? Alright. You want to have fine children? Alright. Enjoy your life. What about giving? Giving your heart, your respect. Next time when I come back, I want to see that we are all growing as one body. At least the heart should be integrated, if nothing else. Imagine a heart which has the valve which pulsates at different times, all muscles going with different wavelengths. How can this universe survive with a heart like this? So, I have to request all the cells of the heart to be alert, to be one in unison, in concord, and in loving care of the whole universe. May God bless you. What is this puja supposed to be today? It's farewell puja. So, let's have it just before the birth of Christ. Let Christ be born within us. Let's be like him, the one who always insisted, love your brothers, love your sisters. Who are your brothers and sisters? He asked the question. Who are my brothers and sisters? Sajogis are my brothers and sisters. Somebody offered on the altar, he says, what do you offer on the altar? Have you reconciled with your brother? Have you reconciled? First reconcile and then bring flowers to mother. He said it already. Think of it. How forgiving he was, how magnanimous, how great, and how he thought of his father all the time, completely dedicated, doing his work. So, with all praises to Christ and to his mother, who worked in a very potential manner, we have to today within ourselves awaken that great spirit, which is actually the Omkara. Even the memory, even the idea of that is so joyful. Let his life be reflected in your life. You have to be true Christians. Let's have, what is it? I think now I would say next time when you come to pujas, all of you must have the 108 names of the goddess. You must have all the papers that are there, like we have hymn books. All of us must have these papers. Not only one person should have. We should try to remember certain things also. The names of the goddess, the names that we recite. We should read them again and again and understand them, the Sanskrit meaning of it. And it should come to us very easily because that is how we are going to work our chakras. I don't think we have names of Christ so far. And this time I hope we will try to create some names of Christ. We have the names of Ganesha, but not of Christ. So we say the 108 names of Sri Ganesh, and somebody can wash my feet for that.
You do have names of Christ.
Huh?
You do have names of Christ.
Have you? Then read it. That's the best. But so, I would say somebody should say now, let's see how many names we have. Let me type them. Let me create the names. I will give it to others. Why should only Gavin keep the names? It's not like a Prime Minister of this country you have chosen the leader. Prime Minister is paid money for. That's her job. She's doing. He's not doing his job. You all are doing the job of God. So why should there be any such thing that now somebody should read it and somebody can. Now who will read it? Now somebody should read it and somebody can wash my feet. Don't do too much, eh? This is Christ. It's not easy to absorb. Alright, let's see. Let's see how much love you have for him. How much you absorb it. Can you bring that? Come on. Someone, yeah, Harishita. Some day, yes. Get up now. Soon you must get up to help some of you. And others also, there's nothing to feel that there is ego or anything. Don't keep back saying, oh, they think I'm just being. No, run. Run for the job. Now what is it? Get some thing what you need. Now who will conduct the puja? Bala, you can do it? Alright, come forward. Some ladies can come also. Pastama. Now come here. David? No. The water and all that.
Who was born to teach us of his father Sadashiva, the everlasting Almighty God. Amen. Om Tameva Saksha Shri Jesus Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Bhagavati Mataji Shri Namala Devi Namo. He is the primordial being, the Om. He is Vishnu and the son of Vishnu. He is Mahavishnu. He is pure pranava energy. He contains millions of universes. He was born in the primordial cosmic egg. He was conceived in the heart of Sri Mataji. He was foretold by the prophets. He was heralded by a star in the east. He was attended by the three Magi who were Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. He was born in a stable. He is the teacher. He is a friend of the cows. He was attended by cows. His father is Sri Krishna. His mother is Sri Radha. He is the Saviour who burns all our sins with his fire. He adorns the Agnya Chakra. He is light. He is of the nature of sky. He is fire. He performed miracles out of his compassion. He whose cloak was touched. He is a friend of ascetics. He is worshipped by families.
Because tapasa. He stands at tapasvita. You see, that's why. Ascetic, why? Because he is a tapasvi.
He is the bija mantras Ham and Sham. He is the forgiver. He allows us to forgive. He is the Spirit. He is born of the Spirit. He who was crucified and resurrected in pure spirit. He who rose again after 3 days. He is peace. He absorbs all thoughts. He abides in the Adi Agnya Chakra.
He abides in everything, but in human beings, in the Agnya Chakra. In Omkara, he abides in everything, but in the human beings, he abides in the Agnya Chakra.
He who promised the Comforter, who is Sri Mataji, the Holy Spirit. He who returns as a king. He is Sri Kalki. He is the principle of evolution. He is the support of our evolution. He is the end of evolution.
He is the support of the universe. Muladhara.
He is the evolution from collective subconscious to collective consciousness. He is the narrow gate. He is the way to the kingdom of heaven.
He is the narrow gate to the kingdom of heaven, and he is the way. Right.
He is the silence. He is Lord Kartikeya. He is Sri Mahaganesha. He is the purity of innocence. He is continence. He is generosity. He is the light in the eyes of Sri Mahalakshmi. He is obedient to his mother. He is the perfect Sahaja Yogi. He is the perfect brother. The embodiment of joy. He is the embodiment of gentleness.
Like his mother.
He spits out the half-hearted. He condemns adulterous eyes. He condemns all fanatics.
Actually neutralize the adulterous eyes. He makes the adulterous eyes innocent. Because he is innocent.
He is uninterested in riches. He gives all riches to his devotees. He is pure white.
No, this is, you can't say he is interested in rituals. What makes you think? Rituals which are real.
In riches.
Riches, yeah. You see, the one who is riches, how can he be interested in riches? That's the point. They are at the source. Yes, riches he is not interested at all, because he being the riches. That is gunakita, as you call it. You see, the being and the non-being. When you are the non-being, you cannot be interested in the being. Beyond. He is beyond.
He is the sacred heart. He wears a crown of thorns. He condemns misery. He suffered so that we should enjoy.
One by one.
He is a child, yet he is ever ancient. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He gives the kingdom of heaven equally to those who are first or last. He is ever with us. He is beyond the universe. He is the sign of the cross. He is above discrimination. He is the witness. He is the one who is witnessed. He overcomes temptation. He exorcises evil. He condemns occult practices. He is the embodiment of tapas, penance. He worships his Father.
With the spoon.
He is hallowed by his Father. He whose name is holy.
Just one spoon.
He is intelligence. He is wisdom. He is perfect humility. He is angry with materialists. He destroys ego and absorbs superego. He is the destroyer of desires. He is the pure power of desire. His church is the heart. He has the 11 destroying powers. He is the destroyer of false prophets. He is the destroyer of untruth. He is the destroyer of intolerance. He is the destroyer of racialism. He is the destroyer of anger.
Of fanaticism. Also. It's very much so.
He is the herald of the golden age. He is worshipped by our mother. He is praised by our mother. He is loved by our mother. He is the one who is chosen. He is awakened in all Sahaj-yogis. He who rides the white horse at the end of the age. He is the end of our fears. He guards the gate of our mother. He is the only way to the kingdom of God. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Mahavishnu Sakshat Shri Mahavirata Sakshat Shri Adishakti Bhagavati Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi.
Now pour the whole of it. You too. Alright, you can do it. The whole of it. Now the water. That's it. Never smell that. That's it. There's some milk to be poured into my hands. That's it. Like that. Some more milk. I think the word worship should be adored by our mother. If she didn't like it, I think it's catching on the agya. Just say he's adored by. It's so particular. You see, the protocol is not all right. That's why. See better? Agya was caught up. See, he himself catches you. I was wondering which one was the one. Now again say, he's adored by our mother. Now he'll be happy.
He is adored by our mother.
Again, 3 times.
He is adored by our mother.
Again.
He is adored by our mother. He adorns our mother.
See? It's very particular. May God bless you. Now, milk more. So many people, you have to put more. Somebody else? Come on, come fast, get up fast. Walk fast. Om
Tvam Mahalakshmim Haryom Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarna Rajat Swajam Chandram Hiranmayam Lakshmim Jatvedamam Malaha Tam Avaha Jatvedo Lakshmim Kaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gammashvam Purushanaham Ashwapurvam Rataladyam Hastinada Prabodinim Shriyam Devi Mukhavye Srimad Devi Dushatam Kansosmitam Hiranya Prakaram Aldram Jorantim Drupsantarpayantim Karneshidam Padmavirnam Namihopvahi Srim Chandram Prabhasam Yashasa Jwalantim Srim Lokidev Dushtam Vardadaram Tam Padminim Sharanam Aham Prapadye Alakshmim Nashyatam Tam Gurne Aditya Varni Tapsori Jatus Vamsvati Tavaruksho Atvilva Tasya Parani Tapasun Dantum Mayam Tanaya Chapvahya Lakshmi Upaitumam Devsaka Tikirti Chamanina Saha Pratulputo Surastesmin Kirtim Vridim Dalatu Me
This is Mahalakshmi's birthday.
Samlam Deshtam Lakshmim Nashyami
That is Mary,
Abutim
Mother of Christ.
Samrutim Chavatsarvam Hirnudami Gruhat Kantvaram Duradasham Nityapushtam Karishimnim Ishwarim Sarvabhutanam Tamihupaye Shri Shreyatam Yasha Kartaman Pratyaputamayi Sambhava Kartam Shriyam Vasayami Tuli Mataram Patmamarinim
What it is that?
Apas prajantu snigdhani chikrita vasme kruhe Nityavim mataram shriyam vasaya me kule Adraya karinim yashtim subarnam himamalinim Suryam hiranmayim lakshmim jatvedomavaha Adram pushkarinim pushtim pingvam padmamalinim Chandram hiranmayim lakshmim jatvedomavaha Tam avaha jatvedo lakshmimapagaminim Yasyam hiranmayim prabhudam Navadosh Shvan Vindayam Purusham Maham Ya Shuchi Prayato Putva Juhudavyam Navaham Suktam Panchadasham Chacha Shrikam Satatam Japet Padmanane Padmauru Padmakshi Padmasambhave Tanne Bhajasi Padmakshi Yen Saukyam Napamyaham Ashwadaye Godaye Dhanadaye Madandane Dhaname Labhatam Devi Sarvakaram Chadehime Padmamanane Padmavipatma Patre Padmapriye Padmadalaya Takshi Vishwapriye Vishwamanukulitvat Padmamayi Sanidatsva Putra Popra Dhanam Danyam Hastyatashva Tigveratam Prajanam bhavasi mata ayushmantam karotu me Dhanam agni, dhanam vayu, dhanam suryo, dhanam vasu Dhanam indro, bruhaspati pavunam, dhanamastu me Vainteya somam, pibab somam, pibadu vruddhaha Somam dhanasyu somin mahyam, dadatu somina Na prodo na chasmatsyāryam na loho na ashubhamati Vahanti krutpunyaye nam bhaktam shri suktam japet Sarsajnil sarojnaste Tavataram pushkan malyasobe Bhagavati hari vallabhe manupnye
Harivallabhe. Bhagavati Harivallabhe.
Bhagavati hari vallabhe manupnye Tribhuvan Bhutikari Prasit Mahyam Vishnu Patnim Kshamam Devim Madhavim Madapriyam Lakshmim Priya Sakim Devim Namami Achyut Parabam Mahalakshmim Cha Vidmahe Vishnu Patnim Cha Dhimahi Tano Lakshmi Prachodayat Shri Varchasvam Ayushyam Arogyam Avidatsho Manam Mahiyate Dhanam danyam pasham bahuputra labham jat savatsaram dirgam ayuhu Iti Shri Suktam Samaptam Om Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Sakshat Shri Adi Kundalini Sakshat Shri Bhagavati Mataji Shri Nimala Devi Namo Namaha.
You got the meaning of that?
No, they said it's too difficult to translate.
Is it? Not that. I wish I could do, but the description of Mahalakshmi, what she gives you, and also the description about her relationship with Vishnu, with Hari, means Sri Krishna. That she is the beloved of Sri Krishna. Hari Vallabha is the beloved of Sri Krishna. That's how it explains how Mahalakshmi, if she is Mary, then Mary is Radha. You have to have other things, bangles and things like that. We just have got. Baik kalau tu, baik tu. Yes. So little boys have to do it. Okay, little boys have to. Yeah. Ross can call Ross is very sweet. We have also, I think. Please, you just call him instead. Then give them also. You can put it in your hand. Come here, come. Please come.
The other young ones come
This
forward.
has to be of marriage or things like that. See, it has to be that pure. Now, all of you should go. Touch it. Come here.
Just hold his elbow. Just hold his elbow.
I mean, you are thin down very much. What's the matter? Looking very thin down. You all stand up. You hold it, all of you. Hold it in your hand. All of you. All right. Put your hand also. Yes. All right, in my neck. Thank you. May God. So, now काय तिथे खूप बांगड्या बिंगड्या भरायचं काय असेल बरोबर करून घ्यायची आधी साडी नंतर बरं बांगड्या द्या आधी चला बांगड्यांचं तिथे सांगा त्या मुलींना सांगा द्यायला start practically fast. I like people. साधाच खूप लावायचं जास्त लहानची पूजा आहे साधं लावायचं just I think that sari will be easy. Take out the sari, open it up, double. Halfway. The price is still there. Chowder. Want to take the photograph of the feet? उल्टी फुलं सर्व पाहायलाच हे नाही माझ्या घालायला चांदीचं आहे का Right. Oh, there she is. But too much red will be on the sides you get. But you see what happens? It distracts you. It's nice in the white. Okay. What is your red one? Red is. You can put it on the sides. It's better. Now let them take the photograph.
Yadevi sarva bhuteshu Vishnumayati Shaktita. Namastasye, 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 namo namo. Yadevi sarva bhuteshu Chaitanyata vidiyati. Namastasye, 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 namo namo. Yadevi sarva bhuteshu buddhirupena samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namo. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nitra Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shuddha Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Chaya Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Trishna Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Kshanti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Jati Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lajja Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shraddha Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Kanti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vritti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Smrti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Daya Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Tushti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matru Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Bhranti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the
come again. Alright. So, hello.
There are 3 wise men who want to give you something on it.
Give it to me.
Then you have to be right? Yeah.
Pick up.
That's great. Three wise men. Whoa! What an idea. Wow. All right? Thank you very much. There's something for you also. So many flowers. Let me read it.
Too heavy for the vase.
Although we try to give you all our flowers together. We try to put all our flowers together.
Beautiful. I think you better take a photograph of that. You can remove this and take a photograph. That looks so nice. Put that in the center. Take this out. This is the only ugly thing.
That's right.
तुम्ही निघा बरं बा तिकडे उतरा म्हणजे काढता येईल हां हां टेक इट आउट somebody should help him to take this out. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. All right. So this is for you all and the plates are for you. Take over.
You eat the sweets and you keep the plate.
The boy should come and put it right here. I will share. Give me that book. And what about the wise men? Give them something. The wise men haven't got anything so far.
Saviors, leave your contemplations, brighter visions beam afar. Seek the great desire of nations, ye have seen his natal star. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Saints before the altar bending, watching long in hope and fear. Silently the Lord descending, in his temple shall appear. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Though an infant now we knew him, he shall fill his Father's throne. Gather all the nations round him, every knee shall then bow down. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
You are singing like angels. You don't have to become angels. You are angels.
Jai Shri
Got something for me, have you? That. Somewhere? Thank you very much. What is that? Huh? Ah, this is I did this. Otherwise I would Just take your breathe now. Breathe onto your body. Very heavy heart.
Jai!
Yes, he loves you very much.
Feels really.
It has gained a lot. Happy Christmas.